What's up guys, and check it out, Walmart strikes again. I just found this thing sitting on the shelf there just like the Infinity Gauntlet last year. Now once again, Walmart's only charging 88 bucks for this thing instead of the usual 100 everywhere else, so that's a mega win. It should go nicely with my growing gauntlet collection. But enough talk, let's see if this gauntlet's made of sterner stuff. Starting with the box top here, we get more of that gauntlet glam shot gloriness. Here's one side and the other side, and just as a note, they actually all seem to come double taped here. I was checking it out. I thought it was opened at first, but that's just the way they come. So in case you were, I already opened it, just in case. So yeah, don't worry about that if it's double taped. And since we're on the back here, here's what the back looked like with some wording and all that other finagly fun stuff. And here's the bottom of the box with the UPC. And there she is, guys. One gauntlet to rule them all, and in the darkness bind the... Oh, wait, wrong movie. Either way, it is a gorgeous looking gauntlet with this hot rod red. Ooh! And Thanos there's propping it up. Now, some of you may have already noticed, but it's actually different looking from the box. If you look at that piece right there, it's different. See that? That's the only difference. It looks like this part right here, the box art, was based on an early stage design, and then they just kind of changed the battery cover there and just called it good. It's not quite 100% accurate, but hey, it's more accurate than this one. And it also comes with this instruction manual here. It's got some, like, you know, words and pictures and stuff like that in case you want to read it, but honestly, we're not here to read. We're here to look at the gauntlet. I'm gonna do just like I did with the Infinity Gauntlet and start at the fingers, go down the palms, come back around, and finish off with the stones. So let's rock on. Now, starting with the fingers here, we get a gorgeous sculpt, and we haven't even gotten to the rest of the gauntlet yet. Man, the paint on it just looks absolutely fantastic. Just look at all the mechanical details that they added to each finger. It's so well sculpted. It definitely reminds you of Iron Man, which makes sense because it is Iron Man's gauntlet. But man, it's just like that red right there too. It has kind of a little glimmer to it inside the paint because it's actually paint. It's strange because it seems like they molded it in this red plastic, but they painted over it anyways, which is perfectly fine by me. And of course, the gold on the inside here is absolutely beautiful, and you guys know me, I love gold, so I'm already in love with this gauntlet. And the paint job is just so well done. It's very crisp and clean with pretty much zero bleed. It definitely feels like a $100 gauntlet, although I only paid 88 for it. Now, if you're like me, you're wondering if these black pieces here are actually rubber or if they're just plastic, and to be honest, it's a little bit hard to tell because if you look closely, it's actually a separate piece glued on right there, and it has a feeling of rubber, but it's more like a hard matte rubber. It's not like that rubbery soft bicycle grip. So it's either rubber that's hard or it's just like kind of a rubber coated plastic, which either way works for me. And every single piece that's black is that rubber finish, which is absolutely great. And of course, the rest of the palm looks just as fantastic with more of that hot rod red and that gorgeous gold and lots of nice details. And here's the bottom of the back side of the gauntlet here. Not too much going on there, not a lot of details, some wiring schematics and random line stuff there, but overall it's just a whole bunch of hot rod red, which is still fine by me. All the details are reserved for the front here. Now, one thing I want to mention too is that this feels very sturdy. It's very well built, and it just feels solid. So definitely kudos to Hasbro. You get some nice gold paint here as well as some silver, and unlike the back side of the gauntlet, these black pieces are not rubber feeling, they're just straight up paint. But this is actually the battery cover, and you just pop that off. There's a little notch right here. You just kind of stick your finger in there and just pops right out. No screws or nothing. That's what the inside looks like. That's what the bare plastic looks like without paint on it. And on the inside here, there's actually details, which is pretty interesting. It's a really nice touch. You got wiring schematics and everything. Got the speaker hole and of course the battery cover. And to get to the batteries, you just use your standard issue Phillips head screwdriver there. Just unscrew that. I already unscrewed it, and I leave it unscrewed because it actually kind of stays in place nicely. And with the battery cover over here, it actually it doesn't really risk falling out. That's the inside of that. Now, it uses 3 AA batteries, which are not included. I put these in myself. I left one out so it's not going off when I'm reviewing it. Now, it's the exact same design as the Infinity Gauntlet, except this little white ring right here. On the Infinity Gauntlet, it was rubber. On this one, it's foam. So cost cuts. And finally, we get to the Infinity Stones, and man, do they look good. I love the details of the stone holders here, and then the silver paint on top of that. They just look fantastic. Then the wiring detail as well, and especially right here on the Mind Stone, just look at all that sculpted in wiring. It looks great. Now the stones here are actually the exact same as the Infinity Gauntlet stones. They share the overall same size and sculpt, just reversed. Although it seems like they darken the color of the stones for the Nano Gauntlet, which is particularly noticeable on the Mind Stone and the Time Stone. Although on the Nano Gauntlet, the Mind Stone now looks like the Soul Stone, and the Soul Stone just looks like a weird red color. But now it's time for the moment we've all been waiting for. It's time to light these bad boys up. We'll go and reinstall the third and final battery. Alright, ladies and gents, it's time to kick your fires and light your tires. Crank up that volume bar because the sound effects are gonna blow your mortal minds. Man, you gotta love that sound from the Mind Stone button. It's a power-up sound. It just sounds super wickedly awesome. And when you move the fingers, it's robotic. Check that out. But the coolest sound of all is when you clench your fist. I'm Iron Man. Man, I really love the sound effects on this thing. I think they are far superior to the Infinity Gauntlet one. It sounds like the speaker is actually higher quality, and it's very loud and crisp, as you could hear. Now, pushing the Mind Stone only has one sound, and it's that power-up sound that you heard earlier. But the fingers actually have 3 sound effects. Listen closely. See? And the thing is, it's the same sound effect no matter which finger you use. It just cycles through the 3 different sounds. And as you saw earlier, the only way to get the snapping sound is to literally clench and hold your fist. If you just do this, it doesn't do anything. But if you hold it, then you get that sound effect. And what's kind of cool too is if you don't completely clench your fist and you don't kind of, half do it, check this out. Wait, hold on. Try it again. You hear that error sound? It does that every so often, but it's kind of cool. It's just like, nope, not snapping because you don't have all the fingers. But when you get all the fingers, you can bring everyone back from the dead. And here's a close-up look of the stones all lit up, and man, they used a very bright LED light because they are bright and they are gorgeous. And here's what they look like with the lights off. Man, they just, oh, I love it. Now it does look like, man, these are wieldy to handle. It does look like they use the same LEDs for both the Infinity and the Nano Gauntlet, so that is a plus. They're both nice and bright. And just like the Infinity Gauntlet, you push and hold the Mind Stone and the lights will turn off. There's no actual on-off switch. It's always ready to go, so if you bump a finger, it's gonna turn on, so you gotta pull the batteries to make sure it's fully off. Alright, now let's go and take a look at the inside. The overall structure is the same as the Infinity Gauntlet. You got your bar right here, as well as the little finger levers right in there. Here's the Infinity Gauntlet for comparison. You got the finger levers and then the bar, all that good fun stuff. But with the Nano Gauntlet, they actually improved it for smaller hands. The little finger things right there, the little levers, they're actually more compact together, and this thumb piece right here extends substantially further than the Infinity Gauntlet. So if you have smaller hands, you actually have a chance of holding this and being able to manipulate the fingers for once, unlike in the Infinity Gauntlet. And then you see right here, just to see how it works, just grab that, see if I can focus. Yeah, there we go. You pull that and you see how the thumb's moving. So how that works. Now it seems like it takes about the same amount of finger strength to pull the levers, but since you have a better grip, your chances should be much improved. And just like the Infinity Gauntlet, the lever moves whenever the finger moves. And here's a closer look at the finger mechanics as they move. And one thing I want to note too is that the fingers on this one is actually a lot smoother than the Infinity Gauntlet one, because the Infinity Gauntlet one has been known to get stuck, like my thumb would get stuck on the Infinity Gauntlet. These ones move just fine. And another improvement too is the finger lock. You just push it down just like the other ones, and then you lock the fingers there, just like so, and it's actually a lot easier
to push and open and unlock, unlike the Infinity Gauntlet, which felt like you had just like, bah. So this is much better. But unfortunately, you still can't grab anything. Nope. Nope, that's not working. Nope. Try. Just go with him there. Nope. Yep. Can't grab anything. And of course, you can do the same gestures as the Infinity Gauntlet, such as a thumbs up, the Disney 2-finger point, the Spider-Man. But no, I'm not gonna put the middle finger up. I mean, I'm not gonna flick off my subscribers. What's wrong with you? And now for some measurements. It's about 19.5 inches tall, about 17 inches with the fingers retracted, 7 inches wide, about 6.5 the other wide. The hand opening is about 6 inches wide, and a little under 5 inches tall. This little bulge right here is the battery compartment and electronics. It's about 11 inches deep and about 3 inches from the very tippy top to the very top of the grip. And for some comparisons, here it is next to the Legends Infinity Gauntlet and my little $20 Kitty Nano Gauntlet. That one's a super early stage design. And here's what it looks like to dual wield them.
Double gauntlet, you ain't got nothing on me, Thanos. What? Bring it. You guys still there? I feel like I just dusted the whole universe and brought them back at the same time. Sounds unpleasant. You good? You good?
And for some more comparisons, here it is next to some Marvel Legends, Goose the Cat, a Swifter Sweeper, some Fabries, and my empty wallet. 'Cause I'm broke.
Well guys, overall this Marvel Legends Nano Gauntlet is super sweet. It has a way better paint job and overall build quality than the Infinity Gauntlet, which should make sense. I mean, it was built by Tony Stark. And if you can snag one in-store at Walmart, you can save yourself some serious dinero at 88 bucks. Anywho guys, thanks for joining me on another review, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.